Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. We are here in Montfaucon, and we're about to head to our next desto, which is probably one of my favourites, not the absolute favourite, but one of. We're about to head to the hospital, which, you know, the plot moves forward once we get to the hospital. No, yeah, we ended it off here in Montfaucon last time. It was pretty much just checking out the areas and seeing what we could find. I mean, although stuff does happen in these areas that we're going to, for right now, they're just pretty much optional. You can come here if you want to, but I'm glad we did. We spoke to our policeman friend here, checked out the church, and we've now spoken to Andre, who is at the museum. So, got a little bit of more information from him in terms of the Templars and stuff like that, and yeah, we actually got a lot more information on this area as well. This is obviously where they used to hang people, which is lovely. The gallows you can see behind us, which is obviously now no longer, you know, in operation, because that would be terrible. But it's now a church as well, so it is open to the public. You can go in and check it out, although we're not going to check it out again. If you want to see it, go back and watch the last video. There you go. Plug. But anyway, enough of that. We are going to head over to today's area, which is going to be the hospital. Now, I don't know if it's going to take a whole video. It depends if I can remember how the sequences go. Because I do forget sometimes with the hospital. But let's head over there. Because yeah, I'm excited. Yep, there it is. Here we go.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
Oh, look at it! Yeah, the Hagemeyer Clinic. Oh man, I remember this place. There we go. That's what it used to look like back in the day. In terms of how they've changed it, oh, okay, there's an extra window been put in. The signs on the wall are actually completely different. But overall, very, very nice. It looks beautiful. So yeah, let's go and check in, George.
There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance.
Not for an operation, that's for sure.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Can you imagine? Just busts open, there's just like a body in there. George traumatized forever. I don't think there's much else on the outside, at least. No, I don't think so. So let's head on in. Oh boy, this is where it all begins. Right. Oh, the music as well. Oh, I remember you. Oh, I think I remember your name. I think. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to spoil anything. Before we get going, I just want to take the opportunity to apologize now that Broken Sword has taken so long to finish. Like, this is not a long game by any stretch. And I looked back and I can't believe how long we are, like the fact that we're still playing this and it's taken me this long. So I do want to apologize about that. I don't want this to be the case going forward. Because I do generally enjoy this game. Yeah, it's just taken me way long to finish, too long to finish. I think it's because I've been playing too many other games at the same time. So trying to balance what I want to play and make priority, I guess, on the channel kind of took over, and that's kind of why this has taken so long. I mean, if anything, this should have taken priority over other stuff, because we started this like months ago. So I do want to apologize about that, but I'm full force with this now, so because like I say, this is not by any means a long game at all. Let's go talk to the receptionist first.
The woman managed to look overworked and hassled, though she didn't appear to be doing anything.
She's just pretending to type. Is that what she's doing?
Excuse me.
Oh my god, I can hear the thing in the background.
Yes, sir.
We'll find out what that is in a bit, by the way.
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought it was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Well, we'll go as intended.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
I mean, I kind of agree with her.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
The gorilla. Yeah.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
In George's mind, they have. That's the thing. In George's mind, that's exactly what's happened there.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
No.
No, I'm conducting a private investigation.
Then I can't help you.
Damn it.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Yeah. So Marquet, again, I know we've heard of Marquet already previously in previous videos, but yeah, he seems like quite a big deal. And I think we first heard his name due to the gem, didn't we, in Ireland? So that's kind of how it's led us here. But let's speak to her about this stuff.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Is it a crack detector?
Huh?
Polar explorers use them to poke about in the snow.
No.
Oh, I thought she meant something else. Anyway.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
That's right.
Why don't you give me a break and go and play with someone else?
Do you want my
Can you
tissue?
think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
Ooh. Ooh.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Okay, so Khan hasn't been here.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
Doesn't work on her.
Have you heard of the Club Alamut?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? The kind of place where you get little umbrellas and whelks.
Huh?
Well,
That's romantic?
I think, actually, yeah, I think pretty soon we're going to find out what the Club Alamut is.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
Oh.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here.
Okay.
Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall.
Okay.
Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
Okay. Who's Nurse Grendel? Grendel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock, alarm call. 6:10, bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result.
Jeez.
Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean, there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
Jeez.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J.
Yeah, it kind of sounds that way.
How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna.
That was me writing it
And
down.
turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around. The hospital insurance wouldn't cover it if it was stolen.
I mean, technically it's been stolen already. Maybe twice, actually, now that I think about it.
Is this plaster any use to you?
I'm allergic to plaster.
Yeah. Well, we won't speak of that ever again.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Let's take a quick look at this. Yeah, there we go. So that's what it used to look like in the old graphics. Oh man, trying to see what. Well, for one, the lights in here actually work. They actually look like they're on. Oh, it's very cool. Right, let's go and speak to... We're going to speak to this guy next. Before we go to Nurse
The young man's
Grendel.
face was full of eagerness and enthusiasm. I figured he was fresh from college.
Oh, yeah, I think I do remember his name.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny, yeah.
Bunny.
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
I can only assume I know what that is. Okay.
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
And no, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
He's funny.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here.
Oh.
I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course.
Of course, yes.
I didn't mean to get my hands dirty with a nurse.
I did.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Isn't that used to snap the patient's ribs?
Ooh.
Exploring the abdomen?
I hope not.
Yeah. Definitely is your first day, isn't it, Benoit?
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Okay, yeah, so he's definitely not been into the hospital before.
Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
No, I was going to say he does. Knew that was coming.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No, sir.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
I love what we're asking in these questions, yet the receptionist is like 2 feet away. She'd have been like, wait a minute, I thought you were Merlin.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir.
See, I'm surprised we're still flashing this gem around, despite where we are.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir.
He's so innocent, isn't he, Benoit?
See you later.
Great.
Right. Oh, actually, wait.
The guy seemed to be practicing his air of authority. Today, he was working on his withering stare. Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Oh, well, can't talk to you about anything?
Does this tool mean anything to you?
Sacre bleu! That's
Sacre
exactly
bleu.
what I needed in my last operation.
It is?
I had to improvise with a knitting needle and a couple of corks. If only you'd been on hand at the time. My patient would have given his right arm for it.
I'm pretty sure we can ask this guy something at some point, but maybe it's, again, my memory of the hospital is probably all jumbled up at the moment. But yeah, I'm pretty sure soon we can.
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
Okay.
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
Interessant. I thought I knew the ins and outs of the human body, but this has me beat. If I were you, I'd have this sample analyzed.
It's, I can tell you right now, my guy, it's just grease paint. No, I didn't want to ask him
Did
again.
I show you this tissue?
Yes, you did.
Oh, thank God George knows what he's doing.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, so that's 3 people now that have not seen this guy, so...
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Keep your distance.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
Oh, I'm just thinking now, though, like... Pretty much after the hospital... is for me personally is my favorite parts of the game and some of my favorite characters ever. A regular viewer of mine, Umbar, I'm pretty sure he knows what I'm looking forward to again and who I'm looking forward to seeing. But I'll talk a bit more about them as we get to them.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Look at this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval-type gemstone.
Yes, so I see. Remarkable.
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir. I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
Fair enough. Right, yeah, I'm pretty sure we can talk to you properly a little bit later, so we're going to leave it for now.
Thanks for your help.
Right, so we need to get to Nurse Grendel, which I think, didn't they say she was on Ward J2, which unfortunately doesn't show us here at the reception desk. But I'm pretty sure we have to head down this way. Now, the hospital does have kind of like trick kind of exits and enters and exits.
As I turned the
Okay.
corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Oh my god, I know this guy's voice as well. It's like ingrained in my brain. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a puzzle here. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's first talk to the guy, the janitor.
He looked blissfully happy, for no apparent reason.
Well, let's find out why he's happy.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Yes.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Like, he's just so happy all the time, even when you're trying to insult him. Okay.
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah. End of the corridor, Ward J2.
Okay.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
We gotta love Mr. Shiny.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny.
Mr. Shiny, yeah.
It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No,
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
whatever you've got with this metal nutfoot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is. Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Too noisy? I would assume so.
Would this tool be any use to you?
No, sir. Mr. Shiny has no user-serviceable parts. Whatever that means.
Take a look at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's.
What? What does that mean? Say that again.
Did I show you this
Oh,
nose,
he's not going to
Sam?
say it.
Yeah, you did. It's a real humdinger, I think.
I'm confused. Why did he say policeman?
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C and a side order of machine oil.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Brilliant. That's all we needed, my guy. That was it. That was all we needed. Just that simple answer.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
Damn
You
it.
can pick up all kinds of things in a hospital.
Like nurses, right?
No, sir. Bugs and germs. And fungal infections.
I don't think he quite got the joke there, did he? Oh, over his head.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
You should never, ever play with matches.
I know that, but
People get hurt when they do.
sure,
They end up in hospital, like the burger lady.
What?
She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
What?
do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of it.
Of course he
What
would.
do you think of this, Sam?
Oh, boy. What is it?
A priceless gemstone, found in a medieval castle in Ireland. Get me into Marquet's ward, and it's yours.
I don't wear jewellery.
If this gem was yours, you'd be able to buy 100 Mr. Shinies.
Don't be silly. There's only one Mr. Shiny.
Do you recognize this powder?
Is that dandruff?
No way.
Just carrying
It sure
dandruff
looks
around.
like dandruff.
It's plaster.
Ugh.
You're just carrying dandruff around in your hand. You want some dandruff? All right, Sam, it's been something.
See you later.
Yeah. Take care now.
I'll let you get back to your shining. Let's take a look at this statue.
It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain constipated. There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
I don't think you can anyway, unless you can, and I've just never done it before.
I guess the water cooler was for the use of people lost in the corridors.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them, isn't there?
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Huh. Interesting. Right, so, yeah, as you can see, we have a plug here.
The connector in the socket supplied electricity to the polishing machine.
Yeah. Now, we could try going on to Nurse Grendel's ward. But I think we would... Well, actually, I don't think the game even lets you. Basically, Nurse Grendel's ward is through here. But obviously, yeah, do you see that? The way the pointer finger sort of jumps if I move it? That's because there's two ways to go. Now, this first one is to Nurse Grendel's ward. But I'm pretty sure if we walk through there now as George is, it won't actually let us go in. It won't activate. It'll just bring us back out here or somewhere else. This is a dud area. Like, again, I just think it brings you back out here, so that's not the way to go. So, we're in a hospital, right? We're going to go and see Nurse Grendel. What do we need to do? What do we need to do to fit in? To be a part of the team? We need to be Dr. Stobbart. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But we can't do that because Sam is in the way with Mr. Shiny. Now, I believe there's a doctor's coat in this door here.
The door didn't have a sign or label or any kind of identification.
So, with Sam in the way, he obviously isn't going to let us.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
There you go. So, we're going to do a bit of experimenting. As only George knows how. Oh no, Mr. Shiny!
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
There we go. Sam's out of our way. I mean, I don't know why George is, like, watching him go to the plug. Like, it's obvious where he's going. I mean, you could have done it by now, George, but I'll let you off. That is a long way round as well, by the way. It doesn't seem like it, but I guess it is.
Dr. Stobbart at your service.
Dr. Stobbart. Right. I mean, I don't know how Sam doesn't realise that it's me, but we won't worry about that. So, let's make our way onto Nurse Grendel's ward. Oh, or did I go the wrong way? Okay, I must have gone the wrong way. So this is the dud area. So hers must be this way. I got around the wrong way. See? My memory's all jumbled up. There we go.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness.
Oh my god, yeah,
You'll
this.
need this, Doctor.
Loss of consciousness, guys. Are you ready for this?
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
She seems really nice. I don't know what the receptionist was talking about.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same.
Uh-huh.
This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
What a plum. Blinking, yeah, losing consciousness every 2 seconds. What's I gonna say? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the exact same voice actor for Sam, because they sound very, very similar, if not the same. I think they use quite a lot of the same voice actors for this game, and a lot of them just do different accents. But I think it's really cool, like that they can kind of go with that range with different accents for different areas we go to. Okay.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
I don't know why, but I've always loved that line from him. Hey, you're a doctor. It's like, shit, yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a doctor. I forgot.
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
Eye surgery.
That's a dumb thing to say. It's
Yeah,
not sharp enough.
yeah. Imagine that in your eye. Oof.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
You might blink. Forget it
Have
happened.
you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah, I haven't.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
No, Doctor.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
I don't know why, but this area's just reminding me of Carry On, Doctor. If you don't know what that is, it's like British old British comedy. Well, there was a lot of Carry On films. Look it up if you don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm just getting Carry On Doctor vibes right now.
Do you know what this is?
Is it self-raising flour?
No.
No, it's cocaine. Yes, I'm just joking.
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
I'm surprised he didn't go, hey, how come you don't know? All right.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay. Oh, there's a medical chart.
Now, I was no doctor, but this guy looked dead to me.
Wow. He's just laying there. Yes. George turned into Cloud there, watch. Right. Can we have a look at his medical chart?
The name on the chart was Boissy.
Boissy. Or in English, Boissy.
The poor guy's temperature had been up and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
Oof. Let's have a look at your chart.
According to the chart, this guy was called Croquet.
Croquet? Well, that's a weird name.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate and an increase in his blood pressure. It kind of shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines.
Alright, well, let's go talk to Nurse Grendel again.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
We'll see.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Are you sure? That was a friend of mine, by the way, asking if I want to go for a cruise on the crew, but I am recording, so I cannot right now.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man at the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Ooh, bitter. A little bit bitter there.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
Oh man, the guy in the well, I guess I'm technically talking to the guy in the third bed, but look at the guy in the first bed. Doesn't even have a beard. He's bald. It's not even the same person. Oh man. Okay.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Okay.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor. Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No.
Him?
I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Interesting.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
Hmm.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Really? He's a dead ringer for my bank manager. Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got a scar, and he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too. Otherwise, it's just like him.
Remarkable.
Do you know the more I listen to this guy's voice, I know it's not who I'm going to say it is, but the more I hear that guy's voice, you know who I can hear a bit of in there? David Williams. Is it, like, listen to when this guy talks, can you not hear it in there? Like, if you think of, like, David Williams talking in, like, Little Britain, like a character that he'd play in Little Britain, it sounds like him, I swear to God.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy. Have you ever heard of the Club Alimut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor. A game of whist and a glass of ginger wine is about my limit.
Oh my God, I can hear it. I don't know if anyone else can, but I can just imagine David Williams saying that.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor. Is this some kind of test?
If it was, you would have failed. Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
How did you know that?
Bingo.
I'm a plasterer.
Oh, there you go. Someone who actually knows what it was.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Well, you're not going to do it then? I think you...
See you later.
Right, yeah, I think I remember what... Yeah, okay. Well, let's walk this way then.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Alright, yeah. Now I remember.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Right, now I'm pretty sure now is when we need to go back to, like, the reception area. But I'm going to talk to Nurse Grendel quick. Before anything else.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Yeah, because I want to talk to her about some stuff.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
Ah, no. Okay, so he's not dead, he's in a coma. And that's the guy in the first bed.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
Hmm.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
Yeah.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Okay.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Okay.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
I can't remember if we find out who did pay for his treatment.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Yeah, I don't think we do. Right, so let's go back to reception. Because we are not going to get past with that guy keep asking for his blood pressure. Because George clearly doesn't know how to do it. Right, so we'll go this way. Sam's still shining that floor up nice and good. And then, yeah, I think we want to go this way, George. Right, now Nurse Grendel did mention about talking to Hagemar, which I believe is this guy, but George doesn't know that right now.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Donnie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can
Ah,
I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeier.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
oh, lovely. Okay.
So long, Hagenmeier.
Right, so now we want to talk to Benoit.
Hey, Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Now, I'm pretty sure we give him the blood pressure gauge.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Yes, right, now we want to go back.
Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
So let's go back to Ward J2. Because he's going to follow us now, which is great. Jesus, he went steaming ahead of me. You see that? How does he know where he's going? Okay, yeah, it takes us back there automatically. Oh, she's calling me over again.
Doctor?
What is it now, nurse?
Number 2 again. He won't tell me what he wants. He says he'll only talk to a man.
Do I have to? That guy's nuts.
Doctor, I'm surprised at you. There's no way to talk about our clients.
Okay, I'll see him. But I'm telling you, he's a hypochondriac. Hello again.
He doesn't even want anything. What are you talking about, nurse?
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
She lied to me. Right, so now I think we talk to Benoit again.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here we go.
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
I want you to use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Yes, cool. So Benoit's going to take his blood pressure, which means we can go past.
It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain
Oh,
constipated.
I think he said the exact same thing with the other one.
He sat like a statue of a sack of potatoes, but the cop's eyes were as watchful as a hawk's.
Let's have a chat with him.
I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Bonjour, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, Doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
Oh.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid, but who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not as if he'd blend in with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive. I guess they're right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
This cop.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks.
Okay. Let's ask him
What do you
about
think
this.
this tool is used for?
Branding mice without bending down.
I love how everyone's got a different answer for what they think it is.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Don't get cute with me.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Satan's bottom.
I hate to say it, but you could be right.
Yeah.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
I mean, it pretty much came from the pits of hell.
Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection? No.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds Middle Eastern.
Are you Thomas Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No.
Then you won't be needing this.
Why would you say that to him? He's a policeman. Why would he be Thomas Merlin?
Do you recognize this gem?
It isn't an emerald, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks. Can you think of any sensible use for this plaster?
Sensible? No. Puerile? Yes. But you've probably thought of those already.
All right.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc. If you see that bear, kick him in the nuts.
Right, okay. All right, the sole reason we came here, let's do this.
Rather you than me, pal.
There he is.
Another graph, another life. On the top of the chart was his name, Jacques Marquet. I didn't need to be a doctor to read the graphs. Marquet was dying.
Hmm.
Marquet's slim hold on life was being measured, monitored, and maintained by the machinery on the rack. The machine was far too complex for me to understand. Marquet was either peacefully sleeping or placidly dead. Rousing him in the latter case would take a miracle. Marquet?
Yes, I'm Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
Hmm.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lamar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
Oh, I thought you were one of the assassins.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grand Master. Quickly tell him that I found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's been taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed us there. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of this sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeier was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
There you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Oh yeah, he gives it back.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter. The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Too late. Yep. Oh, that music. Yep. Back in Nico's apartment.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English for an American.
Okay, let's,
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France, otherwise known as
Yep.
Philippe le Bel.
I've heard of him.
Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
yeah, because it was Andre we heard about Philip last time, wasn't it? Right, let's do what we all... Well, let's,
Can you think of any use for this?
That's a thing for measuring blood pressure, isn't it? What are you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
No.
no. Right, let's do what we always do. Take one more look at this.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod in the crew museum.
Oh, actually, no, I know what comes next. All right, yeah, never mind.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. The ninth scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Hmm. Well, all right.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, were you referring to André?
I'll let you work it out.
I think we all know who. All right. Well, ladies and gents, that's what I'm going to call this episode of Broken Sword. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to get in one video. The hospital section. Man, what a section. What a cool just part of the game. Again, not the best part for me, but one of. And yeah, I thought we were going to a certain other somewhere next time, but we're not. I've just remembered what actually happens and what we do next. But that will have to be until next time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, be healthy, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time for some more Broken Sword. Shadow with the Templars Reforged. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.